Hi, this is Jack Hickey. I'm a trial attorney here in Miami, Florida. We represent passengers and crew members against cruise lines, among other things. I've been doing this for 35 years. For the first 17 years of my practice, I represented cruise lines and large corporations, defended them in personal injury suits and some commercial litigation. For the last 18 years, I've been on the other side, that is, representing passengers and crew members against the cruise lines. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about medical malpractice on cruise ships. The law has changed. The law was that cruise ships, cruise lines could not be responsible for the negligence of its doctors. Now, with a new decision called Franza versus Royal Caribbean, in fact, the cruise line is responsible for the medical malpractice of its doctors. Whenever people find out what I do for a living, they ask, well, what can I do to be safer when I take a cruise? I tell pretty much everybody the same thing. If you get sick or injured, get back to the United States as quickly as possible. I think that's the best thing I can tell you. The fact is, though, the law in regard to medical malpractice on cruise ships has changed. Now the cruise line is responsible for the medical malpractice of the doctors on board the ship. And of course that makes sense, and it's really the way the law always should have been. And in fact, some people would argue it's the way the law always was. There were some decisions, though, of lower courts that decided that the cruise lines were not responsible, and some decided that they were responsible. Now it's clear the cruise line is responsible for the medical malpractice of its doctors. And just like in any medical malpractice case on land, you have to prove that the doctor in fact made a mistake and that that mistake caused you, the passenger, caused you injury that you would not have had if not for that medical malpractice. And we, in fact, specialize both in the maritime law as it applies to cruise ships and in medical malpractice. I'm board certified by the Florida Bar in two different areas. One is civil trials, and two is admiralty and maritime. So this is what we do. This is what I've done for 35 years. And we have several attorneys here. We service and represent passengers and crew members in claims that they have against the cruise lines. Call us anytime. Thanks.